Hi, and welcome to the video review for the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Voyager class Decepticon Bludgeon. Now, the figure is right here. We're going to take a look at the packaging first, as we always do. So, here, it was what the packaging was basically for Revenge of the Fallen. You have the Fallen right here. This is part of the Nest series, which was a bunch of repaints and redos, new figures, stuff like that. That was featured in the, I think it was the Global Missions, Global Alliance, Cyber Missions, there we go, Cyber Missions, that was on the website, about 10 episodes, something like that. But he was one of the characters, and he was introduced. Now, you see we have Decepticon Bludgeon, he's a Decepticon, kind of got that from the name. Decepticon logo, Transformers. It says here that he has an advanced conversion. On the side, we have Decepticon Bludgeon and Voyager class. On the back, for all the meat of the boxes, we have the Mech Alive, hidden scabbard. That'll get into the transformation. He has 2 swords, robot mode, tank mode. And he has a bio, and it reads, Decepticon Bludgeon was nearly destroyed by a fight with the Metallico Master Autobot World. Forced to retreat and hide, he scanned a new vehicle mode and disappeared into the Southeast Asian jungle. He is desperate to prove himself against an Autobot. However, so that he has caused just enough chaos locally to attract the attention of Ironhide. Now he lies in wait for the Autobot, ready to spring his trap and destroy his victim in an instant. So essentially he's a coward who went to go become a samurai, like Samurai Jack. Here we have the bio. I'm not going to be, or not the bio, the stats. I'm not going to be reading that. All I know is that he's very skillful. It's pretty much the same on the other side, except for the Decepticon symbol. So, now for the box. Here's the figure. This is the tank mode. Now, yes, this is a knockoff version of Bludgeon, but I do have to say this is a very good knockoff, like Wei Jiang standards. They even got it down to the crappy soft plastic for the swords. I still think that doesn't look right, but what are you going to do? At least you're not poking your eye out. But he has this jungle tank, resembles a M1 Abrams. He's in a dark green color with some of this boring gray plastic. They might have just, like, done silver or black or something. On the front here, we have some orange with these black bits. They'll come later in robot mode. And if you could see, his turret is on a full 360 degree. It is on a ratchet, which very, very clean ratchet. I like that. And also the gun on top is also on a 360 degree. He does have these wheels on the bottom, which rolls not bad for a knockoff figure. Like I said, very, very high quality. We have Decepticon logo here and here. And it's a pretty boring mode, honestly, if you're not trying to get any good poses in. It's still a good mode, though, very nice. Bludgeon was a pretender back in G1, but now he's this really awesome tank, and I hope to see more figures of him soon. But without further ado, let's go into the transformation. Now, before we start, actually, we're just going to remove his sword from the barrel so the transformation's easier. See, it's just this very soft, flimsy plastic, so I can't, stab a hole through my hand. But it's still very nice. And we'll get to the actual scabbard part in robot mode. Now, just begin transformation. I'm going to come around here to the bottom of the treads and just kind of pull them out like so. Do the same with these ones. Now, my figure, the treads are a little difficult to get out of the way, so he's going to kind of force it. Not so much that you break it, but, just enough to... And these are also a soft plastic. Once you come out of the way, you can just fold these away, like so. These also fold away, like here, and right there. So you have essentially that, so now he's like a spider. Now, what you want to do is, for right now, we're just going to turn this sideways so it gets out of the way. We're going to come around here to the sides and there we go. Kind of just pop these sides away so you can angle this like so. Now, one of these is a little sheath, so you just want to take this and just push this through, and you have a little sheath for a sword, and that just angles out like so. Once you do that, you can take the rest of the leg section and just unplug it from the side of the tank and bring it sideways. And this is where the knockoff part comes in. The joints are a little flimsy. You're going to lift this flap up. Also this one, this just plugs in right here. This is a little crotch flap. And so next thing you want to do is just rotate here. And as you're rotating, you want to make sure that everything's out of the way. You don't want anything getting in the way of the transformation, otherwise it's a big fiddly mess. Once you rotate that, you can essentially bring the legs down, like so. Now, here, in the back, you can just kind of angle this way, like so. You kind of move stuff out of the way. It's a little fiddly, but this transformation is very weird. So once you have that, like so, you're trying to rotate the legs inward and position these little leg guards outwards. Rotate these legs around. You want to take these back flaps and lift them up so you can open up these flaps here. Rotate out these feet like so, like little chicken feet. As with the Michael Bay standards, they look really alien and really just weird. Then you can just close up those flaps again. So essentially, you have the legs transformed. Now we're moving on to the arms. The arms, what you want to do is just split the top of the tank, or the front, and angle these down. Rotate them down, just like so. Make sure that these treads are out of the way. These can get in the way of this transformation sequence. So just move them out of the way. Next thing you want to do is just move these arm pieces down right here. Take these shoulder flaps, bring them down. Kind of fiddle with this so the arm angles out. It's like a skeletal arm, which is interesting, being that his head is a giant skull. His original name was Skeletron in G2. Want to next flip out these hands, like so. So you essentially got that. Make sure that's flipped out. And then the final part is just, it can be a little tricky with this piece, but you just want to essentially push up the entire torso to get the head popped out. Make sure the legs are closed inwards and then close the crotch flap. Now here is where the scabbard comes in. Make sure that's angled out and just pull that out. There's another sword in there. We'll get to that in a second. Now it kind of looks like an explosion of metal car parts and tank parts, but again, that's what every Transformer looks like in the Bay universe. They slap a name on a piece of scrap and they call it a Transformer. But anyway, here you have Bludgeon in his robot mode. This is quite possibly one of my favorite robot modes from the Revenge of the Fallen line, or any line for that matter, as he's a samurai. Something that we haven't really seen in Transformers besides Drift. And he's an actual samurai, in both IDW fashion and movie fashion. The only time where the movies actually get the character right. But then again, they didn't. Here's the sword again. Since we have soft plastic, you can just plug that into his hand like so. And the other sword just slides out, just a little dagger piece. And that can just close in, like so. Very nice. It's a very, very playable figure. I really do like the way that this figure is designed. A really, really needed update for the figure and character. For posability, we're going to remove the weapons. Posability-wise, his head is on a swivel, so get some left to right action. The scabbard, not really posability, but you know, we're going to close it up for the posability section. Kind of looks like Megatron with the top on the back. The arms are on a full 360 swivel. They can move in and out, as well as in and out here. Now these arms are very interesting joints. As you can see, we have a swivel here, a double arm bend, and a hand pivot. So you can get some pretty interesting hand poses there. In terms of the legs, it's pretty limited due to all the junk that's right here. So I'm just going to move the flap here. As you can see, they can move forward and they can move back that far. In terms of spread, due to his little leg guards, it's a little limited, like so. Let's see, we have these, now this is what the, kind of like some of the Mech Alive stuff that was in the Revenge of the Fallen series. It was precursor to Mech Tech. We all know how well that went down. Mech Tech was trash, as in the guns just didn't work or they didn't plug in. But the Mech Alive thing is where you could see like moving parts in the toys, and it was actually a pretty cool gimmick. Here, when you do the thigh swivel, you can see the actual bits rotate inside of his leg. I think that's really cool. And they're all skeletal and robotic. He has a... See, that's another thing with the figure, that this piece can sometimes have trouble locking into place, but we have a soft... Actually, no, it's actually a pretty hard ratchet joint here on the knee. We have a little ankle pivot there. So posability-wise, you can actually get some pretty interesting poses. I'm going to give him a pose right now as I continue. Bludgeon has always been a figure that I've been wanting to get, as just the idea of a tank that turns into a samurai that's also a Decepticon. That's just like, that's every 12-year-old's wet dream. So, you know, you can get some very interesting ideas when it comes to the Revenge of the Fallen line. They had the movie Prime, the leader class, which was a very, very nice Prime. I'm just going to open up the scabbard again. That just moves out. I really like that because you get the moving joints inside. It's like a little pulley system. Pulls out like that. You take the other sword and just kind of sheath it in there. And you get a really nice ability there with the sword. Get him some really nice, you know, poses. Very, very nice figure. I'm going to give this figure a 9.5 out of 10. The only thing that I can say that's bad about this figure is the transformation can be very fiddly. You have to move a lot of parts out of the way. A lot of stuff can easily break if you're not careful. But this is Bludgeon, a 9.5 out of 10, near perfect Voyager figure. Up there with the likes of first movie Ironhide and other things. Even up there with the Voyager Megatron from the last night. Still, very, very good figure. But this has been Voyager class Bludgeon. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you later.